Hi everyone, welcome to 15th Century Spinning. Today I'm continuing on in my series of reviewing the Niddy Noddy spindles I bought. This is the spindle I had designed to my specifications. I've reviewed this, or the other version of this previously, but this is the one with the spiral notch. And you can see it does have quite a nice shape to it. I'm actually starting this one off without some wool on first, just so you can see. So here's how my spindle wool fits, which is nice and low, which means the spindle really comes in before the wool, which is what I asked for. Now normally I don't start with a leader. To speed things up a bit I am. This is a really badly spun leader. I mentioned in my other video I didn't dress this distaff with the wool I'm using properly. This is the packaging that comes with the Niddy Noddy spindles. I grabbed a handful out of the box and I just shoved it on my distaff, just squished it up. So it's not very well dressed at all, but it's working as much as it does. So let's take this spindle for a spin. So far I like the spindle. So a few of the things I was looking at with my other spindles is how well they take a half hitch. Now this one has quite a deep spiral notch. That's with no half hitch. I don't think I would bother putting a half hitch on this one, but I could. It's not fiddly to do a half hitch. Now we'll have a look at that semi-grass, semi-suspended. It does it beautifully. And again, I'm spinning with the packaging from Niddy Noddy. It's coarser than the wool I was using previously. Now one of the things I will say is I've not really done much research into medieval wools. It's something I've only really just started trying to look into. I've made a couple of starts and not really gotten anywhere. I just haven't had the time. I have just been spinning the wool I have. Now the wool I have, some I've bought, some it's been a case of, hey, you spin, here's a fleece. I live in Australia, and if I have wool, generally it is merino wool, which is not a period sheep breed. I have been told that in period they had access to beautiful fine wool, finer than you would think, that is a similar micron to merino. I have not researched that. I cannot substantiate that. I have no idea. I don't know that it's true. I think about the breeding to get a merino sheep and I think, well, maybe it probably isn't true. Maybe it is. But sheep's wool have changed over time, so even if I start off with a breed that they had, then the wool might be different after 500 years of selective breeding. So what I need to do is start looking at extant wool, and start looking at the staple length and the crimp and the micron and all those sorts of things to figure out what we have modernly is close enough for me to use. And if you're sitting there and thinking, well, duh, I've done this research, I know what you should be using, just tell me. Save me a bit of time. But at any rate, this coarser wool I'm spinning with, that came with my Niddy Noddy spindles, I'm really enjoying for all my Niddy Noddy spindles. But I have been spinning them also on the finer merino just for a bit of a comparison. So here I am spinning on the finer merino, and this spindle I do prefer for the coarser wool I was spinning before. It works on the merino. It wouldn't be my go-to spindle to use with this wool. I mean, it gets the twist in there, it works. You know, maybe it's even just a mental thing. Maybe because the spindle is thicker and heavier, I feel that it shouldn't be used to spin a really fine thread. But this thread I'm spinning right now is actually pretty fine. And it's spinning it fine, it's getting plenty of twist in there. And I don't know, is that lace weight? Probably can't see it back there, but it is quite fine. It's thicker than a sewing thread. It's thinner than the crochet thread I sometimes do finger looping with. It's a very fine thread, and the spindle's handling it fine. I think it's just what my preferences are rather than what the spindle can and can't do, which makes sense. It's a stick in a piece of lead. It's going to do what it's going to do its job. So, conclusion. I like the spindle. If I didn't, I'm the one that designed it. I'd have myself to blame. Service was fantastic. I prefer it with the coarser wool, but I think I could get used to using it with a really fine wool as well. I like the belly so far. I think I would have to do a lot more spinning on one of these spindles to see how I liked the cop as it built and got larger. Thanks for watching.